You know what? We're going to do that. We're going to play that game. Well, the XRP army is a bunch of retards, you know? Like,
right now, if we shift that to the future where we believe you're going to have one wallet,
we still have an opportunity to get clarity across the line by the end of the year. Although,
but like that's why I'm an XRP. Like that it's FOMO. It's not like I have some grand belief in it, but it's what? $2, 40 cents or something like that. It's like, what if that's the next?
They try to shake me out, but I was born ready. Dropping down the price, then I'll be getting plenty. They want all your bags and they want all them empty.
Welcome back to some more Moon O'Clock news. Good glitching. Shout out to the latest sub. No breakfast, no coffee. We got XRP currently on the fall, right around 271, 272, but been holding in this range pretty good since around July 2025, mid-July, continuing to bounce in this range. Will XRP drop lower? Also, is this the last dump before an explosive up move? Meanwhile, the news ready to get us to that last dump as Trump threatens massive China tariffs. We got one from Cassie Craddock. Last week, Roundtable was a great opportunity for us to discuss the current state of the digital asset landscape and this competitiveness here in Europe. Mika gave European banks and financial institutions the confidence to lean into the industry. As a result, we now see lots of banks and financial institutions such as Societe Generale and BBVA building out digital asset custody and tokenization capabilities, working with crypto natives like Ripple. Meanwhile, the last shakeout to shake you out before institutional adoption arrives. Also, just in major global banks are collaborating on plans to launch a joint stablecoin initiative. Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Deutsche Bank, BNB, Santander, Barclays, TD Bank, MUFG, UBS, Citi, banks, institutions on their way to pump our bags up, load up. But you still have some time. Post JB, new payment routes will exist. Scott Besnet, this is not a zero-sum game. Many companies like Ripple, XRP will be part of the greatest banking transformation in our living history. The transformation of wealth is upon us.
One of the biggest regulatory changes from the Biden administration to the Trump administration, there have been a lot of them, is our emphasis on AI and digital assets. AI in the Biden administration was governed by diffusion. They were going to treat it somewhat like the nuclear program, keep it in a box. They were going to hand it to Google, Microsoft, Meta, and that was life. On the other side, digital assets had a near extinction event with Wells notices going out to many companies, banks prohibited from opening accounts. And I think the fact that we're creating, the term is sandbox, where there's a lot of experimentation, where there are a lot more offerings, and for community banks not to be locked in that they have to use like one of three dominant service providers, that for a wider range, supply will push down price, choice will inform. Community bankers are, and the owners, whether they're family-owned banks, whether the shareholders are usually in the vicinity, and I think that they will be laser focused on the new technologies. And just like with the credit card companies, I think that new payment rails will exist. And I think we have to make sure that it's open for everybody. JP Morgan, Bank of America may have their own stable coin, but I think it's very easy, and you'll hear, you have two great participants, that you will hear that for community bankers to join together.
Franklin Templeton, we believe that our digital asset wallet can be able to keep track of all your financial accounts and assets, offering a full picture of your portfolio.
Who is responsible for aggregating and working across all those accounts? It's the individual, right? And so think about when you put together a net worth statement for your mortgage, or if you are trying to explain and understand what is your total wealth picture, you have to personally go and aggregate the information across all of those different accounts, right? Now, if we shift that to the future, where we believe you're going to have one wallet and all of your different assets will sit in that wallet in some kind of tokenized form, all of a sudden that entire need for aggregation goes away. All of my spendable cash will be sitting in my wallet, be that in the form of stablecoins, be that in the form of tokenized money market funds, tokenized gold, tokenized deposits, central bank digital currency, cryptocurrencies. All of my investments will be sitting in my wallet, be that in the form of tokenized stocks, tokenized funds, cryptocurrency investments, physical investments in NFTs, right? All of that will be in my wallet, and all of the documents that manage my life, my driver's license, my passport, my insurance policies, the titles to my home, the titles to my car, all of that will be sitting in my wallet as well. Think how much easier life is going to be when everything is aggregated for me, right? I become the center of my financial life rather than me having to go out across a whole network of financial providers and piece it together myself.
Digital asset. Here's to my fellow crypto tards. Bitcoin plus 98% on the year. XRP 426% on the year.
Yeah, so it's back to this thing. Like, I want to take the high road, actually. Like, I enjoy living life on the high road. This feels good to me. It feels correct. But then I, like all humans, am imitative. I'm mimetic. And when I get drawn into this, everyone's wanting to be political and fight and talk shit all the time. I'm like, oh, well, you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to play that game. Well, the XRP army is a bunch of retards, you know, like just completely go the other direction. But for purposes of propagating the message, right? Because the XRP army is a bunch of fucking bots and retards, right?
You're a bunch of innocent dummies that don't know.
Yeah, you're either a bot or you're a victim of the psyop. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying. The innocent victims are retarded. I'm sorry. You are. You are retarding your own financial growth. You're retarding your own intellectual growth. You're retarding the growth of everything, your family, your bloodline.
When you put it like that, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be an ableist here where it's like, oh, but it's bad. It's really, really bad. It's like being a US dollar maximalist, you know? It's like, or possibly worse. But, so anyways, these two buoys I'm always trying to sail between. I find myself drifting a lot, but I prefer to go over here.
Meanwhile, the Bitcoin mining pool comparison, China, 43%, USA, 31.9%, unknown, 23%. All in crypto. Stool president, it's not like I have some brand belief in it, but it's what, $2.40 or something like that? What if it's the next Bitcoin? Bitcoin was the demo. Get ready for XRP to go live.
Buy an apartment in Miami and I got outbid by a crypto bro. And I'm just like, that bastard. Yeah, he just bought, he heard about Bitcoin when it was, I don't know, $8, $7. It's up on 100. I've slaved for 20 years and he just outbid. So yes, there's 100% of FOMO on everything. I think that's the meme coin. That's general. I mean, I don't know. Bitcoin, I don't know if there's as much FOMO now. It's so established, but like, that's why I'm in XRP. Like that it's FOMO. It's not like I have some brand belief in it, but it's what? $2, 40 cents or something like that. It's like, what if that's the next Bitcoin? So FOMO, I think, plays a huge part.
Today's video sponsored by DCENT Wallet. Shout out to DCENT. October here, and users already know what's hot. DCENT top swaps, XRP, BTC, USDC, XLM, ETH. Link in the description for your XRP bags. Exclusive discount on your single pack DCENT Wallet. Save $30. And also on the 2X package, save $99. The future of crypto at the tip of your finger. Now, you're in control, uncompromising security, thousands of coins natively supported. Your best wallet for XRP, XLM, XDC, Flare, Algo, DAG. Link in the description. Glitches. Chart Nerd XRP's weekly stock RSI has revisited the oversold levels, hinting a strong bullish reversal was on the cards. I expect lows to be in by next week on all occasions since July 2024. The SRSI has marked a local bottom before a macro move higher, $5. Next, at Grad Crypto XRP October break is looking promising. As long as we don't close below the lower blue ascending trend line at 265, we're in a good position. This has been explained multiple times as we revisit lows to confirm strong support. The wicking candle isn't my main concern. It would actually be more bullish to see a pin bar candle or a bullish hammer candle. These patterns indicate a strong buying interest and can signal a potential upward move. Meanwhile, the official end of the bull market, previous market tops in 2013, 367 days after the halving. 2017, 526 days after the halving. 2021, 549 days after the halving. 2025, 537 days since 2024 halving. But looking at these cycles, the cycles continue to get a little bit longer. If you believe in the 4-year cycles, is this the end of the bull market? Meanwhile, the news drops for our last dip before massive pump as Trump threatens massive China tariffs. Plus, with all the momentum aligning with ETFs and the Clarity Act, Brian still pushes to pass the Clarity Act by the end of the year, despite the government shutdown.
I think we still have an opportunity to get clarity across the line by the end of the year. Although the focus and attention is making sure that we get the government back open. There's a lot of ongoing conversations as well about clarity and market structure on the Senate side. I'm actually continuing in conversations with some of my Senate colleagues on that topic throughout the week this week. And so I'm hopeful that as we come on the other side of the shutdown, that we have an opportunity to hit the ground running and have the Senate move forward quickly. And I think the opportunity there is to build on the success that we had in the House legislation. And if the Senate chooses to use the House text as their base text, I think what we have is an opportunity to get this bill still done, signed into law by the end of the year.
Take a look at the XRP chart as we near the end of the speculative cycle in the 2016 BTC halving cycle. XRP from the BTC halving date to the cycle top took 546 days. In the 2020 BTC halving cycle, where the SEC dropped the lawsuit, XRP top was around April, May of 2021. However, the rest of the markets topped off around November, which would be around 546 days. Currently in our current cycle, same amount of time, 546 days would take us to the end of October. But could this cycle be extended by a few more weeks? We know when XRP moves, it's pretty quick, around 2 to 4 weeks for XRP to finish its move. This previous move for XRP, when it went from 50 cents all the way up to around $2.90, took 28 days. If we take around that same amount of time, 2 to 4 weeks would take us into the middle of November. This current cycle is projected to end at the end of October. And if we bring in the Coins Kid, Crystal Ball, M2 Money Supply here, this thing has been pretty spot on since the beginning of this cycle. As you see here, our current position is currently on this last final dip before another move up for the crypto markets. According to this, after this final dip period, we should be heading back up mid-October into November. Mid-November, end of November, and then we'll see if we shift into a utility cycle or if there's another massive correction for crypto markets before the institutional adoption utility use case phase starts. And with the tariff news dropping and dipping us for that last final dip, a couple things to note here. I don't think XRP had 8 years of accumulation / consolidation just to return to the previous 2017-2018 all-time high. Plus, we got the Clarity Act, plus ETFs launching, utility era, use case era, also shifting from retail speculation into institutional adoption. Get your last bags in while you still have some time. And the longer they take, the higher we climb on that XRP. Rich list, top 10% holder, 2,345.9 XRP. Where will those bags be when that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open? And XRP's true price is finally revealed.
Big bags.
We'll catch you up here on the mothership. BYOB, bring your own bags, be your own bank, be your own boss. Don't forget to drop an elbow from the top ropes on a likey button and smash that subscribey. We'll see you at the tippy top. Later, glitches.
Later, glitches.
I've got one that can sing.
Eating all these bags like a black hole, rounding up some more like a lasso. We was getting turned extra bullish at the last show. Spaceship getting heavy with the last load, knowing that the pump coming soon in this blast mode. R.I.P. peace to the chateaus. Fusses they was hitting cause of Clayton they was knocking, trying to get inside of the castle. Rockets loading up, about to blast off the gravel. Told you get your ticket but you missed out on the raffle. SEC a bunch of lies, what a bunch of assholes. But that rocket reignited like a gas stove, ready to flip the switch, then we blast more in another orbit like an astro. All them times it was talking ish turned to a fiasco. Fortune to the beach, feel like Mozart playing the piano. Rob Nichols and Batman on the track.